Hey, it's JT from Work It Daily. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about how to choose a career path. But before I get started, I want to remind you we are the YouTube channel that provides you trusted, easy-to-use career support. So what I'd love for you to do right now is to hit that subscribe button, definitely check that little bell, and that way you're going to get all our new, fresh, helpful content as soon as it's published here on YouTube. All right, let's get down to the business of talking about career paths. So whether you're just starting out in your career or maybe you've been at it a really long time and you're sick of what you're doing, choosing that next career path can be pretty daunting. A lot of us are really intimidated and overwhelmed by this process. There's a lot of options out there, and what we don't want to do is make a mistake, make the wrong decision. And we totally get that here at Work It Daily. And that's why I want to give you 4 tips today that are going to give you the confidence you need to know that you're on track to making the right decision when it comes to choosing a new career direction. Okay, and before we begin with these tips, I just want to invite you all to share with me below what's your biggest concern, fear, what keeps you up at night when it comes to choosing a career path. I want to hear about it in the comments below. Okay, so the first tip I'm going to give you today is to get super clear on whether you're actually looking for a job, a career, or a calling. You know, all of us have a life story, and our work plays a pretty big role in it, but we have to decide what type of role it's going to play. When it comes to a job, that's really like the supporting role. It's not the primary role. And with a career, it's more like the main role, the lead character. And a calling, well, that's the entire script, the entire theme, all of it wrapped up into one. So you can see the level of intensity that a job, a career, and a calling play in your overall life story. You've got to decide what you want so that you can choose a job, choose a career, or choose a calling that best suits you. Now, I'm going to give you some questions that you should ask yourself today to help you figure this out. So my first question to you is, in the larger scheme of your life, do you see work as a way to make money? Do you see it as a source of daily satisfaction, something that you feel good about doing every day? Or do you see it as even bigger, as your actual personal identity, how you define yourself to the world? If you answer the first one, it's just about the money, then it's really just a job. If you answer the second one, it's about, hey, feeling good about what I do every day, that's a career. And if it's about really defining yourself and leaving your mark on the world, well, that's a calling. And it's important that you understand those 3 and decide which one's right for you. Now, a good way to test back on this is to write out your personal definition of happiness at work. What would a great day on the job look like for you? You want to really detail that out. And I really write it out. Take the time to do so because you want to read it back to yourself. And I guarantee you when you do that, you're going to get super clear as to whether or not you're looking for a job, a career, or a calling. Another tip is for you to sit down and write 5 people, the names of 5 individuals who you really admire when it comes to work, how they approach work, what they think about in work, how they're succeeding in work. If you look closely at these individuals and their habits, you will also recognize whether they have a job, a career, or a calling. And you should designate it for each one and look for the patterns. So now, based on all that information, take a step back and ask yourself, do I want a job, a career, or a calling? And once you've made that decision, we can move on to the second step. The next step in finding that great career direction is to actually get rid of your jealousy. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, all of us will have people that we're a bit jealous of when it comes to their career. You know those people you go, it's just not fair. They have it better than me. They have what I want. It's important you identify who those people are. You really need to understand where that jealousy is coming from and, more importantly, remove it. So what I want you to do here is take 3 people who you're jealous of, specifically around the work that they do, and I want you to list them out. And then I want you to get very specific about why you're jealous. What do you think they have that you didn't? What makes you envious? And then lastly, I want you to ask yourself a big question, which is, what are you afraid of? Because the truth is that it's not that they've had more advantages than you. It's a bigger thing. It's more of you're putting a mirror in front of yourself and saying, maybe I'm not living up to my potential. Maybe they're just a reminder to me that I could be doing more in my career. It's important that we get real on that, because if we don't, we're not going to be able to change our mindset and move forward. Let me give you an example. Maybe somebody you chose is someone in your office who you feel like is getting all the promotions and all the recognition. And when you asked yourself why you're jealous, you said, well, this person has a better personality than me. Their personality seems to attract all the right attention. The managers seem to like his or her personality. It's their personality that's getting them ahead. And the third question is, what are you afraid of? And the reality is that you're afraid your personality isn't good enough. You wouldn't be jealous of this person and their personality if you didn't have these concerns. Do you see how that works? So now that we've done this, we can start to flip our jealousy and turn it around into admiration. And this is important because when we do this, we can reach out to these individuals, we can seek their help, their support, their guidance in order to improve our own skills. It's really important, folks, that you remove all jealousy, turn it into admiration, and start to work positively towards your goals. And when you've done that, now you're ready to move to the next step. So this third step is to focus on career interests, specifically things that you would like to be involved in. Now, I'm not talking about particular industries. Instead, I want you to think about problems that you want to solve, pain that you want to alleviate. One of the best ways to find career direction that really satisfies us is to look at the things that bug us. Bigger problems in the world, frustrations, things that anger you, things that you want to see improved. Anything like that is something that you should be considering as a possible career direction. And that's because when we can take the problems that we care about and intersect them with our own skills and strengths, we can create magic in the workplace. And when we create magic in the workplace, we're a lot happier, we're a lot more successful, we're a lot more satisfied in our careers. So this next exercise is for you to sit down and really brainstorm. What matters to you? What do you believe in? What do you want to see improved in the world? What do you want to make better? You can also take a look at it from your hobbies and interests, the things that you're drawn to and that you really enjoy. Why do you enjoy those? And what problems do those solve? And how do they make people's lives better? That's what this is about. It's about making people's lives better by solving problems. Now, this might be a little difficult in the beginning, but I promise if you stick with it and you really build this list, all of a sudden you're going to see patterns in terms of the types of problems that you like to solve, or the types of people you like to support, or the kinds of things that you're interested in. And once you see those patterns, you're going to be able to start to narrow down a career direction. Okay, so understanding your passions, your interests, and the problems you want to solve is one half of the equation. Let's look at the last step where you can start to tie it all together. Okay, before we move on to the last step, I want you to share with me in the comments below, what are the problems that you want to passionately solve? What are the things that you care about? Let's take a look. Tell us what patterns you've identified in your own interests below so we can all help one another look for possible new career directions. So this fourth and final step now focuses on you and your interests and skills and abilities. And this has to do with something called personas. In fact, if you can, I want you to take this free quiz that we've designed. You can click the link. It's called the Career Decoder Quiz. And it's going to introduce you to the 8 key personas in the workplace. These are the 8 ways that people like to deliver value, the way they like to execute tasks, how they like to really be useful on the job. And all of us have personas that kind of bubble to the top. They're our top or our preferred personas. When you understand your personas, you can start to identify job opportunities that leverage them. It's how you leverage your strengths in the workplace. So understanding those personas are key because now you can take a list of those problems that we did in the third step, those things that you're interested in solving, and look at how you might go about solving them, leveraging your own unique personas. Once you put those two together, you're going to be able to really start to look for a career direction that will have major impact on your life. So now that you've walked through these 4 steps, you're going to be able to start to look at potential job opportunities in a whole new light. Because as you're looking at opportunities, you can say, is that a problem that I'm interested in solving? Is that something I'm passionate about? And does that leverage my strengths? Does that leverage my personas, how I like to do work? If you can say yes to both of them, guess what? This is a possible career direction for you. And coupled with the fact that you've identified whether you want a job, a career, or a calling, you'll be able to see if that is also part of this opportunity. When you know these 3 things, you will be able to statistically improve the chances that you've chosen a career direction that's really going to make you happy. And that's exactly what this exercise has been about. Okay, so what I want you to do now in the comments below is tell me if this information was helpful, and more specifically, which piece of it was most helpful to you today. And of course, if you've got questions, comments, concerns, feedback, ideas for future videos you want us to do, please also put those in the comments below. We take your comments very seriously. We read each and every one, and we appreciate you for doing that. And if you've realized the direction you want to go in or have a good sense and you're ready to start applying to jobs online, please make sure that you download our new free tutorial, either up here or down here, the 8 mistakes you're making when applying to jobs online. This thing is only 12 minutes long, but it is info-packed, and it is going to remove all of the roadblocks that you're experiencing when you're applying for jobs online. Now that you've figured out a career direction, you don't want to stumble and fall. You don't want to get into the big black hole of the job search process. We're going to make this a lot clearer for you. We're going to show you the mistakes, let you make sure that you're doing it correctly, and it's all free. So make sure you check that link out. Watch that video. I promise you it's going to be really helpful. All right, folks, there you have it. How to choose a career direction. I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. That way we'll send you all our newest, latest, greatest content as soon as it comes out. And most importantly, thank you for watching. And remember this, if you want to win, you've got to work it daily.